What's up, people? I recorded a speech a year ago making, to me, the nonpartisan case for Bernie Sanders as the next president. And there's a few points I made that I think are nonpartisan, no-brainer. Starting with, the brilliance of the Founding Fathers and the Constitution is that document was really all about separation of power. It's why we have checks and balances. So that no one person or group has too much power within the system. It's important because too much power in too few hands is toxic. It doesn't work. Secondly, the strength and the beauty of democracy as a concept, as an electoral system, is that it should be a perfect distribution of power. Every person within that system has some power, the right to vote. That's why we need to be making it easier to vote. I mean, I don't care if you're legal or not. If you live in my community, sorry, my IHs. If you live here, you're part of our society, part of our community. I want you to have a vote, even if you totally disagree with my position, because people need to feel empowered. They need to feel enfranchised. But when people stop voting, and when the establishment disenfranchises people's right to vote through voter suppression from the Republican Party, for example, with all of the nonsense and shenanigans, and don't think you're going to debate with me. The DNC has already admitted they rigged the primary for Hillary. They also rewrote the fundraising rules to compete with Bernie Sanders this year. So it's broken. Guys, we don't have a democracy. We don't have a government for the people. So please don't talk to me about 2 more years or 4 more years. We're going to work within the system. The people, and guys, I don't even blame the establishment for doing what they do. There are people in this world who want power, and they want money. They are politicians oftentimes. I'd say that's most of them. So it's just a game to these people. That's who they are. That's who they're going to be. They will lie to you. They will lie pathologically with a smile on their face. That's who they are. So let's not wait for the establishment politicians to fix anything. It's got to be us. The people have to get our power back. And that's why I started my petition on change.org, not to the Department of Justice or President Obama. I petition the people themselves that we demand an emergency special election between Donald Trump, who was the rightful nominee from the Republican primary process, and Bernie Sanders, who's the rightful nominee from the Democratic primary. Yeah, it's never been done, but guys, it's broken. All right, so we have some real issues to tackle in this country, starting with climate change. And if you don't agree with the science, you don't get it, that's fine, step aside. But for those of you that do and how severe it is, just look up the Arctic death spiral, the methane time bomb. And whether you think that's too harsh or too severe, that's an exaggeration. The point is, we've had a hotter year on record for the last, I don't know how many years, certainly the last 3 years. Every year is hotter and hotter by a wider and wider margin. So let's get back for those who disagree. Well, what if the science is right? What if you're wrong? What if it is causing these gases, carbon dioxide and methane gas are causing the planet to heat? What if that's true? Well, that means that we're going to have more drought, more famine, and more war. So why wouldn't we take a chance and say, well, let's invest in renewable energy, create some new, economic opportunity, a new industry, new jobs that's cleaner, that doesn't take that risk. It's a no-brainer. Aside from climate change, we have wealth inequality to address. Why is that important? Because a healthy economy requires that people have money to spend. They're out shopping and buying things. You want your neighbor to have a good paying job so they don't come steal from you, so they have time to spend with their family, so that they have money to push into the economy. You need money flowing through the economy. When all the money and power is at the top, you have depression, recession. We're already there. And so I ask you, how are we going to finance a candidate of the people in 4 more years with escalating inequality? If we didn't get it right this year, if we allow ourselves to get cheated this year, don't tell me you're not going to get cheated in 4 years. I need people to step up. I'm not asking you to do anything magnificent or brave, pick up a gun, or even march. I'm asking you to help share a petition. What's it going to do? It's going to start, hopefully, a national conversation and just say, well, why not? For those of you that like Trump, great, I respect you. A difference of opinion is fine. But the vast majority think he's doing a terrible job, and he will continue to do a terrible job. He's inept. He's never held public office. And this is not a bash Trump video. He's ineffective. And he's dividing this country at a time where we have about a dozen huge issues. You know, the lack of health care, the fact that we have a mass shooting in this country every day, and yet we can't close up the loopholes. For example, when you know, automatic weapons are sold at gun shows, when 90% of the public supports those measures, we can't get it done because the government doesn't respond to the needs or wants of the American people. They respond to the lobbyists, the corporations, the special interests. We're not going to break up the Wall Street banks. You know, why do we have to break up the monopolies in the 20th century? Because they get too big. They have too much power. And those people will never get it because they're blinded by power and money. It's not their fault. It's always, I hate to keep repeating myself, the folly of history is when the people don't stand together. That's it. It's not the leaders, it's the followers. The people that don't stand up to these people. If you want to understand what a tyrant is, they all run off the same playbook. Very obvious. Divide and conquer. They lie pathologically. They're arrogant. They can't take criticism. So what do with the press? They try to restrict freedom of speech. Guys, we've seen all of this before. They like to build walls. They like to make you afraid. I'm sorry, there's just no more time for it. So, thumbs up, thumbs down. Please sign and share the petition. All we need is 1 or 2 celebrities to get behind this thing. And let's have a national conversation. And we can turn the whole energy of this country around, in this world. Am I the only one that sees that the energy sucks? I don't think so. So let's all be people to change it. All right, wish you well. You have a good day. Bye.